Well, Washington Commanders, Carolina Panthers. Panthers are coming in as 9-point dogs. The over-under is an incredible 51.5. There's going to be a lot of scoring. We're going to tell you guys who to play, who to sit. Your QB1's in this one. We'll talk about it. But yeah, let's talk about the quarterback matchup right now. Since we got Andy Dalton up here first, we'll talk about what the Washington defense allows on average. They are tied in third as the most advantageous matchup with each other, actually. They allow 2 passing touchdowns per game. This is the Washington Commanders defense. They allow 28.33 pass attempts, not very advantageous, 20.17 pass completions, 21st, and 10th most receiving yards, which is, 10th most passing yards, which is 232.83 passing yards. Currently, if we're looking at our guy, Andy Dalton, his passing yards is right in line. Vegas did a great job at 233.5. His completions is slightly over at 22.5 completions. His pass plus rush, I don't necessarily like. He's not really a rushing threat, but I would consider taking the under. I know. Why are we taking the under? This is going to be a shootout. I'll tell you guys in a sec. All right, let's talk about Jaden Daniels, the rookie phenom, the guy we said was going to be him. We said Washington would be spectacular, and we were right. This is a great matchup. He's my QB1 on the week, and this is why. If we're talking about passing touchdowns, once again, tied for third most advantageous, 2 passing touchdowns is what Carolina defense allows per game. Pass attempts, 24th, 29 pass attempts is what Carolina allows. Carolina also allows 20.17 pass completions, which is 21st. And then when we're talking about passing yards, it's the 13th most advantageous at 231.17. These stats neck and neck, like pretty much across the board. It's pretty interesting breaking it down. So if we're looking at Jaden Daniels' passing props, severely inflated by 10 yards, 241.5. Don't like it. Pass completions, 21.5. I consider it. Rushing yards, I love it. Longest rush, I also love it. Pass plus rush, like that a lot. Longest rush and rushing yards are two of the props that I'll be taking a lot with Jaden Daniels on all of my drafters tickets. And if you want to tail, make sure you use promo code DISCO to double your initial deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 on drafters fantasy. Let's freaking go. It helps me out a heck of a lot, guys. And by the way, like the video. If you haven't liked the video, like the freaking video. Like all of them. It's on a playlist. Let's talk about running backs. Okay, we got Chuba Hubbard. Chubba Hubbard. He's got a great matchup. If we're talking about rushing touchdowns, 9th most advantageous for all running backs this week at 0.83 rushing touchdowns. This is what Washington allows. They also allow 119.17 rush yards per game to opposing running backs. The 6th most advantageous. Currently, his rushing prop is at 69.5. Longest rush at 16.5. Receiving yards at 21.5, 3.5 receptions. 10.5 for longest receptions. They got a heck of a lot of props here. Let's talk about his receiving matchup. Not very advantageous. Commanders allow 4.5 receptions per game to opposing running backs, which is 23rd. 27.33 receiving yards, which is 24th. Not great for the receiving, not touching it. Let's talk about B-Rob them up. I don't think we have props currently, but we'll talk about the advantages that the running backs do have if Brian Robinson doesn't play, because he has RB1 upside this week. Insert Austin Eckler and McNichols. Both of them will find the end zone, guaranteed. So if we're talking about on average, this is the most advantageous on the ground, most advantageous matchup on the ground for any running backs on the week. Carolina rush defense allows the most rushing touchdowns at 2 rushing touchdowns per week. They allow the most rushing yards at 133.83 rush yards. You don't really need to pass to the running back when your running back is doing so much damage. So they allow the 22nd most advantageous matchup, which is not very advantageous at 4 receptions, 17th most advantageous matchup at receiving yards, which means longest receptions definitely in line for Austin Eckler, regardless of Brian Robinson playing or not. Let's talk about wide receivers. We're definitely going to skip over the tight ends. I mean, Zach Ertz is startable if you're missing Ferguson and Cole Kmet, but let's talk about the wide receiver matchup. Deontay Johnson's got a lot of drama right now. Rumor has it he was carted onto the practice field, didn't participate, didn't really do much in practice. NFL rumors has him out there as a potential trade candidate that he's asking to be traded. Regardless, it's a great matchup for him or for Xavier Legette or for Jonathan Mingo. This Washington secondary is absolutely atrocious. On average, Washington defense allows 13 receptions to opposing wide receivers on a weekly basis, 9th most advantageous matchup for wide receivers across the board. They are the 6th most advantageous matchup when we're talking about receiving yards at 169.67 receiving yards, and the 2nd most advantageous matchup, I repeat, 2nd at 1.67 receiving touchdowns to opposing wide receivers. If we're talking about what Carolina defense allows, and Terry McLaurin should have a good game, they allow the 16th most receptions to opposing wide receivers at 11.33 receptions, 16th most receiving yards at 146.33 receiving yards, and third most receiving touchdowns. So I like Terry McLaurin for an anytime touchdown if you're looking for a good tertiary play. Luke McCaffrey or De'Ami Brown are both in play here at 1.5 receiving touchdowns. That's it for this video, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep posting up content. We're going to be live Saturday, October the 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern time with NFL DFS picks and sleazeball going over the entire slate, talking about props, start sits, you name it. But this is just a quick look at what we got laid out for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you do, leave a comment. Would mean a lot. Until next time, which is like, actually might be a couple hours. But until next time, peace.